everybody, my name's Nicola and welcome back to my channel. This is the Frugal Cottage, where we talk all things money to help you on your financial journey. Today's video is one of my favourite topics. It's about my favourite frugal living things, and it's just to help you kind of maybe start thinking about living more frugally and be more mindful about your money. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And let's get started. So obviously my channel is called The Frugal Cottage, so frugal living for me is kind of really key to how I live my life. And it's not about going without, it's about being more mindful of where your money goes and what you're purchasing and what you need, and just being more aware of what happens. So I thought I'd share with you my 5 top tips for frugal living. So the first one is to budget properly. Now I know that might seem like a strange thing to start with, but honestly, once you start budgeting properly and looking at where your money goes and tracking your finances, everything else will fall into place. So I use a budget planner, and I'll leave a link below to it if you want to check that out. Any way you track your finances will be a good thing, and learning to budget and being aware, it's about being knowledgeable and having that knowledge, and that's key, gives you the power back. So my first one would be to budget properly, and it's not scary at all. So have a go at that. The second one is about meal planning. So I talk often about meal planning and how meal planning has to be, if you're going to really be making a shift in terms of your finances, that will help you no end. Because first of all, you're going to minimise the food waste that you have, because you're not buying things that you don't need, or you're not buying multiple things that you have already. And second of all, you're not overspending because you're buying just what you need, and that is it. So I meal plan every week. I'll link below the meal planner that I use, and I write a shopping list and I buy what's on that shopping list, and that is it. And that means that by the end of that week there's not really much left, but that's the whole point. So I'm not throwing away food, because let's be honest, that's like throwing away money, and I'm not buying stuff that I don't need so that then other people can buy it that do need it. So meal planning, definitely. If you've not meal planned before, have a go. And some people say like, well, I might not like what I've got planned for Tuesday. Doesn't matter, eat Friday's meal on Tuesday and swap it round. The point is that you've got meals in with the ingredients bought for, so that you have it there ready to go. And that's the idea behind that. Not have to be really rigid about has to be set days. Just have the meals in and ready, so that you're not tempted to get a takeaway when you get home from work and you're really tired. So yeah, so meal planning is the second. The third one is to buy second hand. So I know, especially in the UK, I feel like if you say that you go to charity shops, it's kind of got a bit of a bad reputation, but honestly you can find some amazing things in charity shops. And that goes for kind of children's things as well. So if you've got children, because they go through clothes so quickly, sometimes buying things from the charity shops is a really good way forward, because some of the things you can buy in there are, if they're not new, they're almost new, and you wouldn't really tell the difference, but they're at a reduced price. So if you've got some charity shops near you, have a look, and then you're also repurposing items rather than buying new, which is good for the planet at the same time. So yeah, buying second hand is always, and things like furniture as well, have a look, see what you can get. Obviously there's loads of things online you can do for buying second hand, but charity shops are surprisingly good sometimes to find just those little things that maybe would benefit you or benefit people in your family. The fourth one, and I suppose this goes with meal planning, is to love your leftovers. So if you, for example, make, say, spaghetti bolognese and you've got some of the bolognese sauce left, don't throw that away. Either have it for lunch the next day or freeze it and have it at a later date. Please don't throw food away that you've taken the time to cook, because it just doesn't make any sense. And again, if you have leftovers and eat leftovers, you've then got another meal that you've already made and don't then have to buy. So yeah, definitely eat your leftovers, or like I say, freeze them. If you don't want them the next day and you don't fancy that, then freeze them and have them at a later date, and you will be thankful on one of those days where you can't be bothered and life is really hard, and that you've got a homemade meal already there for you. There's nothing better than just having something easy to do when you get home. And then the kind of, I guess this is easier in the summer months. So one of my favourite things to do in the warmer months is to kind of just get outside, whether that's in the garden if you're lucky enough to have one, or get out for a walk. There is something so beneficial from just being outside and just spending time in the fresh air and just having, I guess, the peace and quiet from everyday life. and it doesn't have to be anywhere, like I say, it doesn't have to be anything amazing. Just sitting in the garden if you've got one, or going for a little walk around where you live, or finding a new place to visit and go outside. Something calming about being outside, and also just taking that time to reflect. And if you just sat outside, you could even take a picnic and just kind of taking that time. You're not spending any money and you're kind of appreciating what is there already, rather than feeling the need to spend money on things that aren't. And as an aside from this, and this isn't in my top tips I suppose, but try and dry your clothes outside at this time of year. It's warm, it's windy, it's like perfect conditions for drying clothes outside. You're not using any more electricity, and electricity prices are so high. And there's something nice about that as well. So my fifth one is about getting outside and just taking the time to kind of go and recharge and do that. So they are my frugal living tips. I'm also doing this video alongside some other frugal living ladies, and I'll leave their links below to their channels, so don't forget to check them out as well. And as always, thank you for watching. Do you have any frugal living tips that you would add to this? Leave them in the comments below. I love to hear from people and I will respond to all comments in time. And yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again very soon.